All right, grand rising, grand arrival, grand return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and repentant alike. I am Chief Sophia of the Americana Band of Indians, and this video is a quick get my perspective out on the Kendrick Bowl. It was nice that he let the Eagles and the Chiefs play. That was cute, but we all was there for Kendrick, and so I see a lot of bad takes already. People are inserting their wrong politics into what they saw, and they're going to continue to do that because we're not on the same timeline. So this video is for people who are on a higher timeline, who are on the positively oriented I love America timeline. If you're on the I hate America timeline, please exit stage left. You have been dismissed because this is not what that was. This had nothing anti-American in it. This was not anti-Trump. This was not anti-Republicans. This was not anti-anybody at all. It was all about the truth, literally the truth. It was a true reflection of the Black culture in America. I have probably not seen since Michael Jackson's epic performance, a representation of America that was true and accurate, of Black America, of Black Americans and how we are and how we think and how we put things together and the showmanship. That is what makes America great. All of America, this was a representation to say all of these people who are here, they're not like us. They're just not. Just because we have similar complexions, thank you for the sun coming out, similar complexions, similar skin tones, whatever, they're not like us. Let me, Kendrick, the ambassador, show you what our people are like. First, I'm going to point out that he had one female featured. One, the girls were there. He was taking advice from the women, but there was one featured female, and it was SZA. And because he works constantly with her, he has more than one song with her. And so, wow, that really works out well when you're trying to make a point that you don't have to be out here getting features with all of these people, doing all of this music, making, loading up your music with a bunch of different women. You can have a person that you do a lot of work with. And that way, when you have to put together a cohesive show, you don't have to bring out a bajillion people. This is in stark contrast to the Super Bowl last year, where Usher had like a bajillion people on all kinds of different people there. And that's fine, but that's how the Haitian Empire rolls. They want you to know, I'm affiliated with all of these people. Look at this one. I know this one. I know that one. I know this one. I know that one. Kendrick didn't do that because our people aren't like that. We don't have to show off everybody we know. We're going to feature who's important. Plus, it was promotion for GNX, for his tour. The Grand National Tour. Why would you be doing songs from the beginning of your career when you know you're not going to do that on your tour? This is what his tour is going to be like. I for sure am getting my tickets because that was a real show. Number two, he could have had a background check singing all the words, rapping all the words for him, but he changed the words. Listen, I didn't hear no nigga. He says hee-haw in one of the parts. He didn't say it in the real song. He says hee-haw. He didn't say it. He didn't say ho. He didn't say not in a derogatory way. He didn't say no B words. It was no the language, and not just the language, the context of the language was also cleaned up so that you could not misappropriate his words and say, oh, he was talking about this. He was talking about that. He was talking about this. No. It was like, let me be to the point. This is Black culture. This is what Black culture without DEI looks like. We don't need DEI because we're great. We put on a great show. People don't understand what good shows look like because they haven't seen one in so long. They just don't get it. Like, if you want an entertaining show. Now, I was in the room with an older person, and their complaint was they couldn't understand what he was saying. But you can't understand what LA people, you can't understand them when they talk. So that is a thing. But if you're just aesthetically looking at it, you're like, wow, this is exciting. Okay, you got Sam Jackson there, and people are like, oh, he's Uncle Sam, right? That's what he said. But he's Boomer Sam. Because what did he say? The first thing when he came out, he's like, oh, it's too loud. It's too fast. It's too ghetto. Tighten up. Like, what do Boomers say? Oh, you guys, you young people in your music and your roo rah sis boom ba. What is all of that? Can't we get some Al Green out here? I mean, come on, son. Come on. Sam Jackson was really playing the epitome of an old boomer who needs to give it up. We have a representation of Black America with Kendrick, with what he's trying to say, that is way more accurate than freaking Uncle Sam, Black Uncle Sam, who's still, kowtowing to say, oh, Black culture is messed up. We want to control Black culture. And Kendrick was like, F you. Because even at the end, when they was getting ready to do Not Like Us for Real, at the end, look, you saw the man's face. He was mad. He was like, come on, you're supposed to do this without making us look bad. Because it's the boomers, especially the Black boomers, who have been trafficking and abusing children the most of everybody. Wait till the real stories come out. It's these Black boomers. I said a long time ago, in the 70s, I listened to 60s and 70s music, in the 60s and the 70s, especially when the 50s and the 60s. The Isley Brothers, what do you think they was doing? Why was there this whole ceremony when Ron Isley passed the torch to R. Kelly with the Trapped in the Closet series? Unheard of for all of music. They did a series, like a mini series of songs telling the story. Unheard of for all of music. No one's ever done that. Why would they go through such? Yeah, that was passing the torch. That's passing the torch. So whatever you think R. Kelly was doing, that's what Ron Isley was doing. That was the whole point. You don't work with somebody who you don't agree with. That's why Kendrick didn't have all these features out here. He had dancers. The dancers were all really good. They were all Black, yeah, but they were all good. I mean, what do you want? I gotta feature my people, right? Like, it's my Super Bowl, right? It's my Super Bowl that I won. He said he won. Shouldn't I get to choose who I feature? It's not that I have a problem with, people of other cultures. I feature people of other cultures all the time. If they have something that's valuable, of course. But if I get to choose, am I going to try to choose someone who culturally aligns with me? Absolutely. And that's all that is. They were excellent. All that stuff was super hard to do. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. I do. It's that a lot of people are corrupt. And when you have somebody who's not corrupt, Lil Wayne, before I end this part one, Lil Wayne could never, ever in history do that Super Bowl. He would have been showing up at the end of the fourth quarter. He does not have the discipline. It requires discipline to do what Kendrick did. You can't do what he did without discipline. I'm sorry, it requires discipline. And so all of these people that are like, oh, well, Kendrick should have did this, Kendrick should have did that. He should have brought Wayne up there. He don't have no features with, he don't associate with him. He has tried to reach out to all these people, build bridges and all this stuff, and nobody took him up on it. So why not be loyal to the ones who are loyal to you? Who was loyal to Kendrick? His fans. So he was loyal to his fans, not his haters. Why would you be loyal to your haters? No, he was loyal to his fans. That's what I saw. I saw someone who was literally loyal to their fans. He was loyal to his producers. He bought Mustard out there. I mean, I saw loyalty. And loyal to the flag. Everybody was dressed in red, white, and blue. Now, usually with gangs, it's all blue or it's red. But like, why would he have red, white? Where's the white? Who's the white? Hello, white people, white Americans, who's the white? That's what y'all totally miss. He even brought in white to make sure that he was representing the white people. You all were represented in his Super Bowl. No, or most people are just upset. They're like, no. And even just misreading, like, it wasn't against Trump. Like, I don't know how y'all could see that. I didn't see that at all. Like, at all whatsoever. So, all right. Part 2. Well, I'm just... let me go through my notes. So, all right. He had the reference, the whole stage setup was X's and O's and triangles, referencing the actual playing of the game, the strategy of playing the actual game of football. Because you have the X's and the O's written on the boards, and that's how they call their plays, right? Indicating or referencing the grand game of life, the need, the desire, the requirement to play the game of life. You cannot sit back and not play the game of life, right? And also the arrangement of it was kind of like, people said it looked like the PlayStation console specifically, okay? You had Samuel L. Jackson again as Uncle Sam, but I think that was more of a boomer reference than an Uncle Sam reference. I think it was more of a boomer reference, because he could have had anybody playing Uncle Sam, but he had a boomer, one of these bitter clingers that won't give up their position. And what did Boomer Sam do the whole time? He complained. He was complaining. He was critiquing. You were critiquing somebody who got to the Super Bowl the whole time. That's all Boomer Sam did, was come out and critique. And isn't that what America does? Oh, you can't be, that's too black. You're not black. You're not native to the land. You're not indigenous. You're not an Indian. You're this, you're that, you're whatever. That's all America does, is criticize black people. They don't have nothing better to do to criticize black people. I said on Twitter, I don't know how many times last night, you white people were not the target audience. Kendrick's fan was his target audience. Kendrick did not get there from people who were not his target audience. His target audience was people who are from the land, people who are his fans. That was his target audience. And so he put on a show for his target audience. I appreciate that. Don't be somebody you're not just to, make waves and be nice. No, be who you are. And he was authentic in his behavior, okay? He did a lot of new material, unheard material. He was rapping without the background tracks, which is difficult. The fact, I went back and listened to it, like when you're, when the group is just like group, but I listened to it in my headphones. This man did not lose his breath one time. And he did a lot of changes, like, a lot of changes. If my grandmother could understand, if she was alive, number one, if she could understand what he was saying, she would have actually, like, you could play it for the older folks, just slow it down a little bit. You'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, that's nice what he said. Okay. They wouldn't be complaining, because what was the whole complaint about Ludacris and all these people? The N-word, always saying the N-word. Now, Kendrick says it in his songs, but when you're on a world stage, he's on a world stage. People weren't saying it. He didn't say it. He just pretended like it wasn't there. He just didn't say it. If you did not already know the songs, like, I was around people who did not know the songs, so I was saying, I didn't realize he wasn't cussing. And so I was saying the real words, and I looked a little bit crazy because I knew the songs in real life and they didn't. And that was a little embarrassing. Because I didn't realize that he was not cussing until I heard it in my headphones. Which is crazy. All right. All right. He was surrounded by the flag. What does that mean? When you're an American, like especially a black American, you really do wrap yourself in the flag. It's just now it's okay to, before they had us wrapping ourselves in the divided flag, meaning the red flag or the blue flag. Kendrick was wrapped in the whole flag. Like, he was surrounded by the whole flag. It's not, I'm going to pick a side, a side, or a red team, or a blue team, or even a white team. He was surrounded by the whole team. And people took that as, it was divided. No, it wasn't divided. He was surrounded. There's a difference. It's like the parting of the Red Sea. There's a difference. Like, the parting of the Red Sea is way different from the being divided. No, the sea was still the sea. It just opened up so that the people, Moses and his crew, could make their way through. That's what I saw. I don't, people just hate America. They do. They hate America. And then when he was coming out of that scene being surrounded by the flag, he did the song say what? Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Excuse me? That's what he's telling the flag. Okay. You people have done this. Be humble. Have a seat. Because why? This is the Kendrick Bowl. It's a Kendrick Bowl. Okay. He also says, I got royalty inside my DNA. Like, again, I know who I am. I understand where I am and what this country has become. And I'm proud of what this country has become. But it doesn't stop me from knowing I got royalty in my DNA. 100%. Okay? So then there's a scene when Kendrick is on the corner with his boys, right? And here comes Boomer Sam, policing, right? Because that's what Boomer Sam does. Polices black culture. What does Boomer Sam say? Oh, you got the culture cheat code. What? You mean to tell me a black man teamed up with other black men is the culture cheat code? Have y'all ever heard that? Did you know that? The culture cheat code. Getting our men in groups so that they can work together. That's the culture cheat code. What does Boomer Sam ever want that? Do these boomers want our young black men to get together and do anything? No. That's why they took away everything that young people would do to get together. They've taken away. They made it too expensive. They made it impossible for young black men to gather together and just be young black men. What was they out there on the corner rapping? But remember, in the 70s and the 60s, they was doing the same thing, except they had their hair slicked back. So it's like you're criticizing what these young men are doing by hanging out together on the corner rapping, when in fact y'all used to do it all the time, bebopping and with your zoot suits and everything else on the corner. So it's like, again, these boomers are out of touch. They can't even see that they're only doing exactly what, there's a line in a T.I. song, standing on the corner because that's what our daddies taught us. They taught them to do that. There's a reason why there's strength in black men hanging out unobstructed, without policing them. Black men are over policed. That was but they're over policed by other black men, by boomers. They're over policed by boomers. They're always over policing men. Like, it's And I want to also point out that the whole time Kendrick is, when he gets to thinking about something, he pulls the ladies up and he's asking the ladies, are you really going to do it? You think I should do this? He's talking to them. And they're asking him, what do you think you should do? How do you think you should handle this? They're not telling him like these socialist women, you got to do this. You got to be that. They're just like, well, what do you think? What are you thinking about? How are you thinking about this? They're literally just encouraging him to come to his own decision. So it's not, I did this because this black woman made me do it. No. And a lot of women are way too controlling on men. And that's another video for another day, because I don't do that to my old man. Let me just put that. But he was taking their advice the whole time. As the scenes change, he did not change the scenes until after he consulted with those women. Of course, the whole crowd is out there screaming A minor. So now this whole thing of, oh, it's cool to be a PDF file is done. There's no, and then he didn't even say the word. He just, or, some kind of ad lib where he didn't say it. He did not say it. Certified lover boy, certified. He didn't say the word. He did not say the word. So he didn't say it. So it's like, wow. And the fact that Apple Music supported him, NFL supported him, Super Bowl, everybody supported him. They knew he was going to do the song, and they all said, okay, we're all right with that. Listen, this is the bending of the knee of these corporations. They have bent the knee. They've bent the knee. And I know that people don't want to read it like that. I don't know why, but these corporations have bent the knee. They bent the knee to us, to indigenous, native to the land, from the land black people. They bent the knee to us by allowing him to get up there and do that song, tease the song the whole time, and then do the song. And then, so I don't know how many corporations I seen posting not like us references. Lots of them, not one or two. It's really like amazing what I saw. So, and what I'm seeing, and a lot of the commentary from people who are saying, oh, he got up there and he did a judgment or something like that. No, he didn't. He wasn't judging anybody. And that's where I was like, I have to make this video this morning. He wasn't judging anybody. He literally wasn't judging anybody. He was not saying, I call down judgment on America. I call down judgment on this system. No. He was simply saying, tell me why you deserve the greatest of all time. Tell me. That's way different. There's commenting on the system. He didn't really even do that. The black conservatives that I saw that are native from the land, they were like, this is no woke stuff, no DEI stuff, no, none of that BLM stuff. This is all literally straight up good. Like, it's literally commenting on how we are an integral part of this culture. And our influence on this culture. And how it's central to the core of what it means to be an American, is to accept these people of these different cultures. He even had the people who were dressed in the red, white, and blue at the end. They was high-fiving, and we was all working together. And that's why I don't think, I think people are just misreading it because they hate America. Like, they hate America, they hate Americans, they hate the system. They have so much hate in their heart, they can't see the love. And if you haven't listened to GNX, this Super Bowl thing ain't gonna make no sense to you, because the whole GNX, the whole album is him having a discussion with Black America and Black Americans about what we need to do to love ourselves and our culture in our skin. It was not a commentary on anybody else. Now, he did include other cultures and stuff. He included other cultures and stuff. That whole intro, that's the lady is singing, but she's one of these, Mexican people, like, it literally, and he didn't even feature her. She was singing on the album. He didn't bring her out. He brought SZA out. I mean, that's really, really like people are just gonna. They're totally gonna miss it. And it was always for women, which is another I think that I know that people are not gonna get. But yeah, he literally GNX is a discussion with Black America about what it means to be Black. And not from a perspective of hating white people. Because he talks about, and I talk about this all the time, in his Man in the Garden song, he talks about how Satan was only concerned with Isaiah 14. I got it. I got my Orthodox Study Bible. Be available on my website soon, if you can wait. If not, let me see. All right, let me start with 22. For I will rise against them, says the Lord of hosts, and I will destroy their name, their remnant, and their seed. So says the Lord, I will make Babylon, or Babylon, a desert, that hedgehogs may dwell there, and it shall come to nothing. I will make a pit of clay for their destruction. Thus says the Lord of hosts, as I said, so it shall come to pass. As I propose, so it shall remain, to destroy the Assyrians in my land and on my mountains. They shall be for trampling underfoot. Their yoke shall be taken away. Their renown shall be removed from their shoulders. This is the purpose the Lord proposed upon all over the inhabited world. His hand has lifted up over all the nations of the inhabited earth. For who will reject what the holy God proposed? Who will turn away his uplifted hand? Listen, that's the only thing Satan, Lucifer, the enemy can think about. Hey, he said everyone has to be destroyed. These people who are calling for destruction can't think about nothing else other than destruction. They're totally missing. Wait a minute. I wish I hadn't closed it. Hold on. Because in the beginning of that chapter, they totally missed it. It's something else in that book, in that chapter. I had opened up right to it. I opened up right to it the first time. In the beginning of that, let me see. In the beginning of that, listen, let me read the beginning of the chapter, verse 2. So that was 22 I read first. Listen to verse 2. Then the Gentiles will take them and bring them to their place. They will inherit them, and they will multiply in God's land as male and female servants. Those who captured them shall be captives of them, and those who ruled over them shall be ruled by them. Then it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord God will give you rest from your sorrow and anger and your hard slavery in which you serve them. Listen, the chapter talks about how the people will be given rest. But all Satan can focus on is destruction. When it literally says, I'm going to bring you this to you. I'm going to bring these people to you. We're going to do this, all of that stuff. And literally it talks about bringing the people rest. The people who are out of alignment are only focusing on the destruction. They're so focused on the destruction, they can't see the love of giving the people rest. That's what I see. And that's exactly what this divide is. Do you want destruction that you personally have to go out and take, or do you want rest? And a lot of people want destruction. A lot of people want pain and suffering. A lot of people want death. That's what they want. They're bloodthirsty, you know? They're bloodthirsty, and they serve a bloodthirsty God. One nation, one creator. That's what Kendrick said. That's what Donald Trump said. I don't know how else you can read that. Y'all not listening to Trump, or you still getting a media interpretation of him? I don't know. But Donald Trump promised this country was going to be one nation under God, under the Creator. And that's what I saw in this Super Bowl. One nation, one Creator. That's it. Everything else to me is you missed it. You want death. You are bloodthirsty. You serve a panem God. That panem. Pain. Panem. Panem. You serve a panem God. Pagan. Panem. The word is panem, not pagan. Panem. 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 Suffering. Destruction. The son agrees. You serve a panem God. We serve the Creator, and the Creator says He's going to give us rest. So what do you want? Do you want rest, or do you want destruction? Because you want destruction, you going down that timeline. And again, I'm begging people to, that's why I say, the righteous and the repentant. I'm repentant. I'm not righteous. I'm repentant. I'm on the repentant side. But the ones who are righteous, the righteous ones who want destruction, I'm begging you all to be repentant. And to stop being so righteous, because righteousness is what's destroying you right now, and you can't even see it. And people like me, the messengers, are out here telling you they're telling you, hey, it's time to become repentant and not be so righteous. Just a suggestion. But are you doing it? No. So what can one say except shalom, peace and blessings, and of course we'll see you in the next video.